Chapter 45. Digestion, Absorption and Metabolism of Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates in diet. Human diet contains three types of carbohydrates. 1. Polysaccharides. Large polysaccharides are glycogen, amylose and amylopectin, which are in the form of starch, glucose polymers. Glycogen is available in non-vegetarian diet. Amylose and amylopectin are available in vegetarian diet because of their plant origin. 2. Disaccharides. Two types of disaccharides are available in the diet. Sucrose, glucose and fructose, which is called table sugar or cane sugar. Lactose, glucose and galactose, which is the sugar available in milk. 3. Monosaccharides. Monosaccharides consumed in human diet are mostly glucose and fructose. Other carbohydrates in the diet include alcohol, lactic acid, pyruvic acid, pectins, dextrins. Carbohydrates in meat. Diet also contains large amount of cellulose, which cannot be digested in the human GI tract, so it is not considered as a food for human beings. Digestion of carbohydrates. In the mouth. Enzymes involved in the digestion of carbohydrates are known as amylolytic enzymes. The only amylolytic enzyme present in saliva is the salivary amylase or ptyalin, Chapter 37. In the stomach. Gastric juice contains a weak amylase, which plays a minor role in digestion of carbohydrates. In the intestine. Amylolytic enzymes present in the small intestine are derived from pancreatic juice and Sucrose entericus, Table 45.1. Amylolytic enzyme in pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice contains pancreatic amylase, Chapter 39. Amylolytic enzymes in Sucrose entericus. Amylolytic enzymes present in Sucrose entericus are maltase, sucrase, lactase, dextrinase and trehalase, Chapter 41. Final products of carbohydrate digestion. Final products of carbohydrate digestion are monosaccharides, which are glucose, fructose, and galactose. Glucose represents 80% of the final product of carbohydrate digestion. Galactose and fructose represent the remaining 20%. Absorption of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are absorbed from the small intestine mainly as monosaccharides, viz. glucose, galactose, and fructose. Absorption of glucose. Glucose is transported from the lumen of small intestine into the epithelial cells in the mucous membrane of small intestine, by means of sodium cotransport. Energy for this is obtained by the binding process of sodium ion and glucose molecule to carrier protein. From the epithelial cell, glucose is absorbed into the portal vein by facilitated diffusion. However, sodium ion moves laterally into the intercellular space. From here, it is transported into blood by active transport, utilizing the energy liberated by breakdown of ATP. Absorption of galactose. Galactose is also absorbed from the small intestine in the same mechanism as that of glucose. Absorption of fructose. Fructose is absorbed into blood by means of facilitated diffusion. Some molecules of fructose are converted into glucose. Glucose is absorbed as described above. Metabolism of carbohydrates. Metabolism is the process in which food substances undergo chemical and energy transformation. After digestion and absorption, food substances must be utilized by the body. The utilization occurs mainly by oxidative process in which the carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids are burned slowly to release energy. This process is known as catabolism. Part of the released energy is utilized by tissues for physiological actions, and rest of the energy is stored as rich energy phosphate bonds and in the form of proteins, carbohydrates, and lipids in the tissues. This process is called anabolism. Metabolism of carbohydrates is given in the form of schematic diagram, Fig 45.1. Dietary fiber. Dietary fiber or roughage is a group of food particles which pass through stomach and small intestine, without being digested and reach the large intestine unchanged. Other nutritive substances of food are digested and absorbed before reaching large intestine. Characteristic feature of dietary fiber is that it is not digestible by digestive enzymes. So it escapes digestion in small intestine and passes to large intestine. It provides substrate for microflora of large intestine and increases the bacterial mass. The anaerobic bacteria in turn, degrade the fermentable components of the fiber. Thus, in large intestine, some of the components of fiber are broken down and absorbed and remaining components are excreted through feces. Components of dietary fiber. Major components of dietary fiber are cellulose, hemicelluloses, D-glucans, pectin, lignin, and gums. Cellulose, hemicelluloses, and pectin are partially degradable, while other components are indigestible. Dietary fiber also contains minerals, antioxidants, and other chemicals that are useful for health. Source of dietary fiber. Source of dietary fiber are fruits, vegetables, cereals, bread, and wheat grain, particularly its outer layer. Health benefits of dietary fiber. By intake of high dietary fiber food, some disease-producing food substances may be decreased in quantity or completely excluded in diet. Dietary fiber helps in weight maintenance because it requires more chewing and promotes hunger satisfaction by delaying the emptying of stomach and by giving the person a sense of fullness of stomach. Diet with high fiber content tends to be low in energy and it is also useful in reducing the body weight. Dietary fiber increases the formation of bulk and soft feces and eases defecation. It contains some useful substances such as antioxidants. Some components of dietary fiber also reduce blood cholesterol level and thereby, decrease the risk of some diseases such as coronary heart disease and gallstones. Dietary fiber is also suggested to prevent or to treat some disorders such as constipation, bowel syndrome, diabetics, ulcer, and cancer.